Good evening, everyone. In the previous session of consumer behavior, I was explaining about perception and what are the various stages of perception. In today's session, I am going to explain a new topic which is called motives. So, first of all, in today's session, I am going to explain what is a motive and what are the various types and features of motives. Okay, so let's begin the session. So basically, a motive can be defined as emotions, desires, physiological needs, or certain impulses that urge us to take action. Means our desires, our emotions, our needs that encourage us, motivate us to go out and purchase a product to fulfill our unfulfilled needs. Okay, that is all about motive, because motive is something. It may be emotional, it may be a item which is extremely necessary for survival, or it is just a some kind of it can be just some items which we desire to have. But all those kinds of emotions, desires, they motivate us to purchase some item or to take some kind of service. So that is called motive. Okay, usually what happens, these motives persuade people so that they go and purchase a particular item or they accept some kind of service. So for example, if you are very tired and you want to have some kind of relaxation, you want to relax, so you can go to a spa, or you can go out for a movie just to relax yourself. You can spend time with your friends. So these things are our desires, and these things can also become our necessity. So in order to fulfill our requirements, we go out and accept some kind of services or we purchase something. So these motive persuade the people to fulfill their desire, and in order to fulfill their desire, they need to purchase some products or they need to accept some kind of services. Okay, so basically it is related to feelings and emotions of people which generates desires to purchase. So there are certain emotions and feelings which encourage people to purchase some item. For example, if a person wants to look very beautiful in a certain occasion, so that is some kind of emotion, some kind of feeling. And in order to look good in some occasions, they will purchase different types of accessories, purchase different designer dresses, or all those things which will actually make the person look good, or the appearance of the person will be better. So these are related to feelings and emotions, our desires, which generate a desire to purchase an item, which motivate us to purchase an item. So basically, whenever we purchase an item, we cannot say that we purchase it because the salesman approached us, the way the person explained the product, and we purchase the item because of the salesman. Actually, whatever items, whatever products, whatever services we take, it is because of our requirement, or maybe we are emotionally attached to the product. For example, if you watch an advertisement and in that advertisement you see your favorite celebrity endorsing the advertisement, so that will motivate you to go and purchase the product, because you feel that your favorite celebrity will endorse such a good product which will be helpful for you, which will make you look better or something. So because of that emotional attachment or feeling, the emotional attachment you have towards the celebrity, you go out and purchase the product. Similarly, there are various types of motives which encourage us to purchase a product. Okay, so these are the 6 types of motive which actually encourage a person to go out and purchase a product or to accept any kind of service. The first type of motive is called as extrinsic motive. So extrinsic motive is basically not within inside, it comes from outside. See, when you feel hungry, it is a feeling, and you will definitely want to consume some kind of food. So that kind of motivation comes within a human being. But Extrinsic motive means when you go out, when you see an advertisement or you see a product, when you go out for shopping, you see a particular product, you got motivated to purchase a product. You felt that in order to make your life more easy or comfortable, you require the product. So whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you hear, that encourage you to go out and purchase a product. That is called extrinsic motive. In extrinsic motives, the motivators are external to the individual. Like for example, a rich person with a very good position in a company, very high position in company, wants to have an expensive car, a luxurious car, just to show their status to other people. So people purchase many items just to reflect their status, just to reflect their personality. So those are considered to be extrinsic motive, because you want to show something to the society, want to show something to the people who are around you. So extrinsic motive basically includes all the motivators which are external to the individual. Okay. The next type of motive is intrinsic motive. Intrinsic motive is opposite of extrinsic motive. These motives come within a individual. The motivators are already within an human being, within an individual. Like I said, physiological need, the need for safety. There are different types of needs which motivate us to purchase a product. When you're hungry, you would definitely prefer to consume some kind of food. That will motivate you to make some kind of food or go and purchase some food so that you can eat and get rid of your hunger. So these intrinsic motives are basically physiological needs or safety needs or various other types of needs which each and every human being require, and they are not influenced by external motivators. The motivators are within the human being, and whenever they require any kind of item, they go and purchase the item based on their requirement, based on their necessity, based on their desire, and based on their requirement, means based on their any kind of emotions. Clear? The next one is rational motive. Rational motive means taking a decision rationally, uh, getting information, collecting information related to a product, information like price of the product, durability of the product, the elements of the product, the ingredients of the product. So these are called rational motive. Whenever we go and purchase a product, when we collect detailed information about the product, regarding the brand, regarding the pricing, regarding the ingredients, each and everything, that makes it a rational motive. Why do we purchase a product? Because this product is less expensive in comparison to other products. This product is durable, more durable in comparison to other. This product does not have any kind of side effect, does not have any kind of bad influence in comparison to other products. So that will make a rational motive. For example, when you go out of even purchase a particular type of shampoo, why do you purchase that same brand? Because you trust the brand, maybe it is good for you, maybe it is less expensive. So these decisions may be rational also. It may be rational because you take a decision based on the pricing, based on the quality, based on the company which is producing the product. So that makes it a rational motive. So understanding about the product, price, quality, the basic reasons why we purchase a product. For example, if you want to purchase a bag, so what is the basic requirement of a bag? The bag must be able to carry some kind of weight. The bag must be durable. The bag must be waterproof. The bag must be also not very expensive. So these are the criteria, and you compare the product regarding these criteria with other products. Which is the cheapest bag? But in comparison of quality, there is a compromise between the quality and the price. So extremely less amount of sorry, if a product is extremely cheap, it means that they have compromised with the quality. So taking a rational decision means considering all the criteria like quality, price, durability, and various other elements also. Okay. Then comes emotional motive. Emotional motive means many people purchase product based on their emotion. Like I said, a particular product is endorsed by your favorite celebrity, so that is emotional. Here, the advertisement that you see, that in this season of Diwali, in the time of festive season, you need to give gift to your relatives, to your friends, as well as those who are suffering at present time because of lockdown, because of this virus. So these advertisements are based on emotion. So many people purchase the product just because of emotional motive. Many companies advertise that whatever product they are selling, the price, the amount they are collecting from each and every product, a certain percentage is donated to a particular NGO, or donated or kept aside for a particular uh, service, or providing education to the children. So people get emotionally attached with these kind of advertisement. They are influenced emotionally, so that is called emotional motive. So even if they do not require the product, even if they purchase a product, same kind of product belonging to different brand, because of emotional motive, they are attracted to such product because they feel that these companies are doing something good for the society, and we need to also contribute. If your favorite celebrity is endorsing a product, you feel that this is my favorite celebrity and I am emotionally attached with this person, with the appearance. I idolize the person, and whatever product this person is going to endorse, I will purchase. So that is called emotional motive. It is not related to intrinsic, extrinsic, or rational, because when we purchase a product based on emotion, we keep aside many elements like price, quality, and many other things. Okay. The next one is positive motive. Positive motive means the motive which is encouraging a person, drawing a person towards a particular product. That is called positive motive. The positive motive may be rational or emotional. Rational means a product is cheap, quality is very high, and it is also durable. So that is some kind of positive motive. Emotional motive means nowadays people feel that we need to stop using or reduce the usage of Chinese product. So we will purchase product which are made in India, so that we can boost the economy of our country. So these kind of emotional motive can also lead to positive motive. For example, like Micromax has recently launched different varieties of smartphones, so that they can give competition to the Chinese brands. Because first of all, people will be emotionally attached to that kind of brand because it is an Indian brand. It is trying to again create a place in the smartphone market. So people will definitely go and purchase this item, not because they are emotionally motivated, but at the same time they need to also focus on different types of features, different types of elements, because many people will purchase the product based on their emotion, but many people will definitely prefer to purchase a product, and they want to take a rational decision. They want to compare the phone with the other phones which are available in the market. So the company simply cannot launch a product based on emotion, but they have to combine various elements also. So that is some kind of positive motive. When a person is drawn towards a particular product, when they purchase a particular product, reason may be anything. Reason may be rational or emotional, but that is considered to be positive motive. The next one is negative motive. Negative motive means you are drawn far from the product. You do not want to purchase a product. For example, we already know that fast food is not good for our health. So many people try to avoid fast food. Many people do not want to purchase those products. So they have created an opinion regarding the fast food concept, and they try to avoid those kind of products. Some people are influenced by the advertisement. They feel that the advertisement is not appropriate. The advertisement, they do not like certain elements of the promotion or advertisement. That's why they go away from the product. Instead of purchasing the product, they simply do not even purchase the product because they do not like any feature of the product, or they do not like the way it is represented or explained. So a negative motive means the motive which is encouraging you not to buy a product, which is drawing you away from the product. That is called negative motive. Okay, so these are the 6 types of motives which encourage us to purchase any kind of product or to accept any kind of service. Okay, so the next topic which I am going to explain is the features of motives. What are the important features? As you all can see on the screen, there are 6 features of motive. Like motives are inner feeling, motives are countless, motives differ in significance, motives are not same for all, motives differ in intensity, and motives work in unison. So these are the 6 features of motive through which you can easily understand what is motive and how does it operate. Clear? The first feature is motives are inner feeling. So in like intrinsic motive, motives are usually which is inside ourselves, which is an inner feeling, which encourage us to fulfill our desires and our requirements and our needs. So these are motives which are already within us and which encourage us to purchase a particular product or accept any kind of service. So for example, like I said, when we require something like food, shelter, cloth, these are the basic requirements which are extremely necessary for survival of a person. So that's why these are the inner feelings. You need a house to stay. You need food to keep you strong. You need to purchase some clothes and other elements which are necessary nowadays. So these are inner feelings which motivate us to purchase any kind of items. So as motives are inner feelings, why do one person's requirement is different from other? Why the motive of one person is different from other? Because our motives are generated because of our knowledge, because of our attitude, personality, intentions, and what kind of image we have accepted regarding the products and services. So motives are inner feeling and they are also not same. Each and every person has different types of motives based on their knowledge, personality, and how they perceive different things. Clear? So based on all those elements, motives are different from person to person. Next one, motives are countless. Like needs, as I have already said that needs cannot be satisfied completely, because when one need is satisfied, another need arises. In the same manner, motives are also countless, because as human beings we are very complicated and our feelings change, our emotions change, and because of that our motives also change. One person may consider himself or herself as a rational person. He or she takes a decision based on the price, based on the quality, based on different criteria. But at the same time, the person can also take a decision. The person can also purchase a product completely based on emotion. So in the same way, motives are countless, whether it is rational, emotional, or whether they're affected by something. So that's why, like needs, motives are also countless in number. Next one, motives differ in significance. The importance of motive also differs from person to person, and also the level of importance that we give to one kind of motive, we may not give to the other kind of motive. So here it can be said that we can actually rank our motives based on the importance, based on to what extent of importance we give to one type of motive, which is clearly explained in Maslow's hierarchy theory. Physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, self-esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Maslow has explained the requirement, the significance of needs on based of the and sorry, Maslow has explained the significance of needs, and Maslow has ranked the needs on basis of their significance. Physiological needs are the most important one, because if those needs are not satisfied, we cannot survive. So physiological needs are the priority. The significance is very high. But when we we are capable of fulfilling all our physiological needs, we shift to safety needs. And physiological needs are not that important in comparison to safety need. So when we move on to other needs, our significance of previous needs actually reduces. An extremely wealthy person who wants to achieve self-actualization needs, who want to fulfill his or her self-actualization need, may not give too much importance to physiological needs. So that's why significance, the level of importance given to one type of motive, also differs from person to person. Some person may give more importance to physiological needs, some person may give more importance to self-actualization needs. So that's why motives differ in significance. Okay, like the way we use product, one product may be more important to us, but other product may not be important at all. Okay, the next point is motives are not same for all. For example, one type of car, one model of car is purchased by four persons. Can we say that all the four persons have actually purchased the car because of same kind of motive? It may not be possible also. Mr. A has purchased a car because he is physically challenged, and a car will definitely help him a lot in making different types of, or making movement from one place to another. So that was the reason behind purchasing a car. Mr. A was physically challenged, because of which he purchased a car, so that he can go out for shopping, he can go out for work without being dependent on others. So that was his motive for purchasing a car. The same car was purchased by Mr. B in order to show off his status and his money. So he purchased the same product, but the motive behind purchase of the product is completely different. Again, Mr. C has purchased the same car because it was very spacious, and his entire family can go together into a particular area, to means the entire family can fit into the car because the car was very spacious. So that was another type of requirement, another type of motive, because of which Mr. C has purchased, and Mr. M has purchased the same model because the car showroom was near to his house. Simple. So four people have purchased the same product based on different types of motive. So we can clearly say that motives are not same for all. Even if a large number of people are purchasing the same product, but the motive behind the purchase is definitely not going to be same for every person. You purchase a particular product, you purchase a smartphone of belonging to a particular brand because you want to have quality, high quality product. Another person has purchased the same phone because the phone shop was near to his house. Another person has purchased the same product because he liked the color and appearance. He is not into features and all. So different people having different motives for purchasing the same item. That's why motives are not same for all. The next one is motives differ in intensity. Okay. So here intensity simply means that to what extent people are motivated. Means what is the intensity of the motive. For example, take example of insurance. Mr. A and Mr. B, both of them want to take some kind of insurance. Mr. A has invested rupees 5,000 for the insurance policy, and Mr. B has invested 5 lakh rupees. So they are taking the same type of policy, but the amount they are putting into the policy is completely different, from 5,000 to 5 lakh. That is called intensity. Intensity. To what extent they are giving priority to a particular insurance policy, and it is also influenced by their income. Mr. A is unable to afford such a high amount, 5 lakh rupees. So according to him, insurance policy is extremely necessary. But because of his poor financial background, he invested only 5,000 rupees. Mr. B, on the other side, to him also insurance policy is extremely important. But because his financial background was very strong, he invested 5 lakh rupees. So both of them are investing in insurance policies, but the intensity is different and it is backed by different types of motive. Like I said, financial element is extremely important. So that's why motives differ in intensity. Clear? The next one is motives work in unison. So here it clearly says that whenever we purchase a product, we do not purchase a product because of one type of motive. It is a combination of various types of motives which encourage us to go and purchase a product. For example, you want to purchase a television, you want to purchase a LED TV or any kind of other high definition or smart TV. What is the basic motive? Price cannot be the only motive. Quality cannot be the only motive. It needs to be a combination of motive. Price can be a motive behind the purchase. A person can be rationally motivated to purchase a product. A person can be emotionally motivated to purchase the product. At the same time, the person can be instinctively motivated to purchase a product. So it is a combination of various motivators which encourage a person to purchase a particular product. So whenever we go and purchase any product, it is not because of a single motive. It is because of a combination of different motives which finally encourages us and due to which we go out and purchase a product. Maybe we are very much attached to the particular brand. We trust the brand. We are very loyal towards the brand. At the same time, the price of the product is also very low. So that may be another motive. The brand, the TV is advertised or endorsed by our favorite celebrity. So these are the combinations of motives which finally motivate us or encourages us to purchase a product. Okay, so these are the features of motive. Here. So in today's session, I have explained what is motive, what are the types of motive, and then the features of motive. Okay. In the next session, I am going to explain about buying motive and what are the different types of buying motive, which is similar to motives, but still there is a little bit of difference. Okay. So that's it for today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.